Now, if I'm going to be completely honest with you, there are some essential life skills that everyone should have or develop. For example, cooking, cleaning, and having basic etiquette. But there is one underrated skill that no one really talks about, which is the ability to factor. Factoring is a basic math concept that reverses multiplication, finding the numbers that multiply together to create a larger number. This concept has obvious applications in the real world. Some jobs and professions that require factoring, specifically with polynomials, are economists, statisticians, aerospace engineers, chemical engineers, archaeologists, electrical astronomers, environmentologists, archaeologists. But nevertheless, knowing how to factor is a vital skill that everyone should know and apply to their everyday life. We use the factoring method to divide things into equal pieces, exchange money, compare prices, understand time, and make calculations during travel. Like if you and 5 of your other friends were making brownies, if you make 24 brownies in total since there's 6 of you, it would be fair if everyone received the same number of brownies, right? Because 6 is a factor of 24, dividing 24 by 6 gives a result of 4, so each person should get 4 brownies unless you want someone to feel very upset.
But Aubrey, I don't know how to factor. I want to factor but I don't know how. If only someone could teach me.
Well, no need to fear because that's what I will be teaching you today. But in this video, we're digging into deeper, more complex factoring. I'll be going over 3 methods of factoring: inspection, difference of squares, and finally, decomposition. Inspection involves inspecting the factors of a polynomial of the last term to find a set of factors that will create a sum of the middle term. Begin by finding the possible factors for the last term and how those factors could be added or subtracted to make the middle term. Let's use this trinomial right here, x squared minus 7x plus 12. To factor this equation, work with the first term. Since there is x squared, make 2 sets of brackets with x at the front and side of each bracket. Moving on to the third term, find factors of 12.
How exactly do we find the factors of 12?
That's easy. There are many ways to know the factors in a number. If you already know that if you multiply 3 and 4 together, that will make 12. But if you have bigger numbers or you suck at remembering your multiplication tables, it may be easier to find the factors of a number using a factor tree.
But why do we have to look for factors of 12 in the first place?
We are looking for the factors of 12 which add up to -7, which you can see through our factor trees which show 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. Since we know that 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12 are factors of 12, let's see what factor pairs add up to make 7. The factor pairs that make up 12 by multiplying by each other are 3 and 4, but not only that, it adds up to 7. This is the factor pair we are looking for. Since the second term is negative, both integers must be negative. Make sure to get these signs correct. The factors which satisfy both conditions are -3 and -4. To make sure this is correct, let's do -3 times -4. -3 times -4 equals +12, so that's correct. And -3 plus -4 equals -7, so this is also correct. Using the -3 and -4, drag -3 and -4 separately into the brackets that we made earlier. And the answer is x minus 3 multiplied by x minus 4. Now for this factoring method, I will be using x squared minus 4.
But Aubrey, you can't factor this using real number coefficient. You dumb stupid little.
Well, you're wrong. The difference of squares is a squared number subtracted from another squared number. When an expression has a difference of 2 perfect squares, a squared minus b squared, then we can factor it as a plus b multiplied by a minus b. Since both terms are perfect squares, factor using the difference of squares formula. Remember that a perfect square is a whole number that is the square of an integer. This is the reason why x squared minus 4 are both perfect squares. Notice that we can write x squared minus 4 as x plus 2 multiplied by x minus 2. This is the difference of 2 squares. A squared minus b squared equals a plus b multiplied by a minus b. Therefore, x squared minus 2 squared equals x plus 2 multiplied by x minus 2. To check if our answer was correct, we can use distributive property because, like I said earlier, factoring is the opposite of multiplying. To begin, distribute the x by multiplying the x in the first term to the x in the second term. And remembering the rules in exponents, this will make x squared because you add the exponents. Now, multiply the x in the first term to -2, and don't forget the signs. This will make -2x. Next, multiply the +2 by the x in the second term. And finally, multiply +2 with -2 in the second term. To simplify, find the like terms. -2x and 2x are like terms since they share the same variable. So if we add these together, we get 0, so they cancel each other out. In the end, we're back to x squared minus 4, which is what we had initially. Therefore, our answer was correct. Not all trinomial expressions can be factored, but when a trinomial is factorable, it can always be factored by the process known as decomposition. The final example I will be using is 2x squared plus 5x minus 12. First, multiply 2 and 12, which equals 24. Now, write the factors of 24. The factor pairs of 24 are 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, and 4 and 6. One of these factor pairs have to equal 5, which is the coefficient in the second term, so our best option is positive 8 and negative 3. Replace the middle term with the factored numbers. It should now look like 2x squared plus 8x minus 3x minus 12. Now group the first two terms and the last two terms, then find the factor with their greatest common factor. It will now look like 2x multiplied by x plus 4 and negative 3 multiplied by x plus 4. At last, the second bracketed factor in each of the resulting terms must be the same. Take out the common factor from each term and then you will get the final answer, which is x plus 4 multiplied by 2x minus 3.